Hey guys, Jimmy here. So I have a follow-up video that can't believe I'm making, but I'm loving that I'm making it. So recently I did a kind of an overview / review of my Mark 12 rifle. Uh, I call it the Mark 12 Mod 6, this one here, because it's in 6mm arc. Now, if you watched that video, you would know that I had the Dead Air Sandman K on that rifle. Little brief rundown. This was a gift, in a way, from a family member who passed away. So he wanted it for a Ruger American 300 Blackout because he wanted just to be super quiet. And unfortunately, he passed before he took possession of this, so I took over ownership of it. Paying off a lot of debt. I wasn't buying anything extravagant. So I used this for the longest time on my Mark 12 Mod 6. Yes, I call it the Mod 6 because it's 6mm arc. And I wasn't thrilled with it. To be fair, I've actually contemplated selling this can, or at least trading it towards the Sandman S. And for what it is, on a 16-inch 5.56, it hurts, but it's not too painful to shoot without ears. A 10-inch, just don't do it. So, 18-inch 6mm arc, it's okay, not great, but it gets the job done. Kind of like a dull knife. It gets the job done, but it's not the greatest. On my 300 Blackout Mark 18, it works. It's still leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. So, as a gift for kind of paying off a lot of debt, I purchased something. And if you notice, there is a different muzzle device on that Mark 12. This is an Allen Engineering, or AEM5-30K. So, why does that matter? The Mark 12 came out with the Ops Inc. 12th model suppressor. It is an over-the-barrel suppressor. So part of the barrel and muzzle device sits inside of here. So that was the 12th model. Ops Inc. went tits up, and buying a 12th model suppressor, the price tags were ridiculous. So Ron Allen, who is the original designer of the 12th model, he founded AE suppressors, or Allen Engineering suppressors. And he started building the AEM5, which is this, but 22 cal versus 30 cal. And he would make little runs here and there. It was impossible to get your hands on them if you had any crappy luck whatsoever. So Otter Creek Labs licensed, and they started making the OCM5. And I was just putting around on the internet one day. I found a company called Thoroughbred Armament. I am not sponsored by them at all. And I saw that they had a 30 caliber AEM5. So I know that there has been some things in the works to make a 6mm version of the AEM5 or the OCM5, and I'm tired of waiting. So I bought this through Thoroughbred Armament. It is just the tube. There's no muzzle device, no collar. So this was around $760-ish $200 tax stamp, $100 transfer fee. So this was right at $1,000 to bring this home. So I had to get the proper muzzle device and collar. So I went to Allen Engineering and I purchased I believe it's the Mod 1 collar. This is a 5/8 by 24 muzzle device. Now this is identical to the standard 5.56 one, except it's 5/8 by 24. The other one's 1/2 by 28. So $150, and it does have the thread protector in the box. So I'm not monetized. I don't care. And it fits. And I was nervous about that for the longest time because I've heard stories of off-brand manufacturers. And when I say off-brand, I'm talking about someone that's not Krieger or Douglas barrels for the Mark 12s. Their cuts will be just off to where the collar will sit too far forward, too far backward, and you don't get the proper lockup that you're supposed to. This was a ballistic advantage barrel. It was $165 off of Joe Bob Outfitters, and it works wonderfully. So, first shots, awesome. It is what I wanted in my Mark 12. Hearing safe, very quiet. The recoil impulse was sharp. Now it's more of a push. The only thing I have changed on this rifle with the suppressor is the fact that it's the suppressor and the mount. Everything else is the same. It still has the Kinshot hydraulic buffer. Everything else is the same. This suppressor has smoothed out the recoil impulse. Follow-up shots are just that little bit quicker. The groups are tighter, which these groups were already tight to start with. I mean, we're talking a nickel at 200 yards with just a bipod in the rear bag. And now it's half a nickel. So it is beautiful to see my finished rifle. My thoughts on the AEM5-30, awesome. I was skeptical. I was really skeptical about buying another K-can because this is a K-can. So this K-can makes it identical in dimension to the 5.56 AEM5. So the non-K version of this is about that much longer-ish. So it is heavier than the Dead Air, but it complements the rifle very well. It balances it out very well. If you don't have a Mark 12, you can still run this suppressor on a lot of other platforms. They require roughly 2¼ inches of barrel to be exposed so that you can run different muzzle devices that are designed for this. Different collars that you can put on M4s like the Gordy carbine. But all of that is inside the barrel. Now, the kicker is I want to use it on my Mark 18. So Andrew over at Otter Creek, I was speaking with him, and he has a device called PTB2, Pass the Barrel Second Generation. And what that does, it allows you to mount on a short barrel like this to where you don't have 2¼ inches of barrel exposed. So I have to get it through drilled and rethreaded to 5/8 24, and I'm gonna have to shim it because the shoulder of this barrel sits just below the very end of this rail. So you can get different muzzle devices to use on different rifles, different platforms. So it's not just a Mark 12 only can. All right. For me, money well spent. Money well spent. It is going to all but retire my Sandman K. Just for size difference. So I look forward to putting together more videos for you. I'm going to upload a short of me shooting, I think it's a 5-round group with the Mark 12 with the AEM5. And we'll go from there, fellas. Have a good one.